Hello, my friends. Hold on. We're not streaming anymore, so we can do this. We can make this a little wider so you can see my so you can see my mug here. Yeah. All right. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. There we are. Okay. So I was taking a look at my Steam library and then I realized, I don't have Skywalker Saga downloaded. How silly of me. I was thinking, you know what I do have downloaded though, guys, for my next stream. Oh, I'm closing this right now. My next stream, take a look. This game was actually gifted to me by a friend. Here it is. Would you guys like to see that next stream? That's a game I'll actually stream until I beat it. I don't know. Hold on. Let's take a look here. Is this a game I can play with controller? Let's see here. Alright, controller support. You know what's funny? It says it has... Okay, so it recognizes my controller as an Xbox controller, but it's a PlayStation controller. Very, very dumb. But I don't know. I mean... I have so many games that I haven't played in so long. Where's Lego Star Wars? Here it is. Yeah, this game is fun. I've beaten it before. But I'd like to play it again. You know, I was skeptical when it first came out. Because, you know, my whole thing was like, oh, well, it's not going to be good. Because I'm an elitist. And then I realized that that was stupid and it's actually really good. Yeah. Did you guys like the stream? Things got a little crazy, you know. You probably saw a more whimsical and very, very laid back side of me. And, you know, the side of me that was like, you know, kind of talking about like, you know, life stuff. That side of me already know. But, yeah. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. There's more to come. Okay, I had to kind of cycle through a few different ideas. And I finally got to what I wanted to do for this video. Sometimes I just turn on the camera and I kind of wing it. You know, that's how I do. Making content I like. You know the motto. So I kind of wanted to... I've been wanting to do a tier list. And I have like a bunch of anime idea tier lists that would be, you know... Hold on. What? Okay. I can't live without ad blocker. Okay, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Alright, it's just, I can't exist without ad blocker, or else I get stupid shit like that recommended to me. Alright. Alrighty. Okay, so today's video, my friends. Yeah, I mean, what? Okay, we're back. I thought I had ad blocker on Chrome and I didn't feel like going through all the trouble to download it again, so here we are. Topic for today's video. You know me, I'm a Star Wars fan, and I know this is very much the most Star Warsiest video I could make. However, I do plan on making a few anime character tier lists and anime lists and stuff like that. To be fair, guys, I've seen a lot of anime, but there's a lot I haven't seen. I know a lot more about Star Wars than anime. But let's get into it. Today, we're doing a tier list of Glup Shittos. Okay, so if you don't know what a Glup Shitto is, essentially, it's a kind of a gag that's poking fun at all of the random ass characters in Star Wars that I'm sure you don't know one of these names. Unfortunately, I know quite a few of them. Or at least I recognize them if I don't know their name. I could probably give some lore on them too. So, yeah. Hold on. Maybe I should... Yeah. Whatever. There we go. Alright. Alright. Glup Shittos tier list. So. It's kind of sad how many of these guys I know. Alright, let's just jump right in, and I will give you each some lore. This is Babu Frick, okay? Babu Frick is straight up going in S tier, okay? Babu Frick is the only, like, sequel trilogy Glup Shitto that I like as much as I do. Like, to be fair, the sequel trilogy had some Glups, alright? They had some Gluppy Glups, alright? It's Genuinely surprising because the sequel trilogy sucks and it's worthless, but they got the Glups. Surprisingly, this dude here is one of them. So Babu Frick is an Anzellan. Alright, he's a species that appears in the High Republic and in The Mandalorian, in the new Mandalorian Grogu movie, and the sequel trilogy. I don't know if it's this exact, but I don't know if it's probably just a species. I don't know if it's the exact same person. I know in the High Republic it's not. But Babu Frick or Anzellans, whatever. They're these little creatures. They're so cute and they're so sweet. They go S tier immediately. We got the GOAT himself, the best pod racer this side of the Dune Sea. We got Ben Quaternaros. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan like I am, you be watching, episode 1, and it's kind of funny. I mean, I'm gonna say some heresy right here, guys. I know, you're gonna have to cancel me after this, but Ben Quaternaros actually isn't that good of a pod racer. I know. Oh, it's awful. How could I say such a thing? And it hurts me to even say it, but if y'all don't remember, his pod racer blew up. Anakin's did too, but that's because Sebulba messed with it. I don't know. Maybe someone messed with Ben Quaternaros's, but I don't think so. And then he couldn't compete in the race, so yeah, he gets A tier. I don't know who this is, so that gets F tier. Coleman Trebor. This guy, this Jedi, I don't even know what the point of him really was. Like, he was on the council, like in episode 2. Like, keep in mind, okay, so for all the Star Wars fans out there that don't really know this very well, okay, the Jedi Council is a very select group of individual Jedi, okay? Now, historically, they don't go based on just who's a powerful Jedi, right? Powerful Jedi are on the council, but it's not all about power. Or Anakin would literally be on, on the council in the Clone Wars, right? But there are some times when I think to myself, like, okay, what is going on here? This dude literally did nothing, showed up for like 2 scenes, confronted Dooku, and got killed by Jango Fett in like 2 seconds. I don't know what the Jedi Council saw in him, but he's getting C tier. Alright, we got Dr. Evazan. This dude is just a weirdo who tried to kill Luke in episode 4. I got the death planet in 12, or the death planet, the death sentence in 12 systems, or whatever. F tier. Dengar. Okay, if you actually read some of the canon Star Wars comics, Dengar is low-key a good character. He's not that bad, so he's getting B tier. Okay. Now we are talking. Dexter Jettster. See, a lot of y'all don't keep up with this current Star Wars headcanon like your homie here, alright? A lot of you don't keep up with it, alright? Me, everyone's favorite older brother, okay? Y'all don't be keeping up with your Dexter Jettster lore. A lot of you saw Attack of the Clones and just thought, oh, well, that's just it. He's in some Legends books, yes, but currently in the Star Wars canon lore, he's hundreds of years old by the time of episode 2. Bro, he is in the High Republic, okay? He's in the High Republic comic book series that takes place 200 years or 100 years before the events of the thing that takes place 200 years before the events of episode 1, alright? Dexter Jettster is a badass in those comic series, and he's also in a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi audio. I listen to audiobooks, but it's not because I don't like reading. I mean, I don't like reading, but it's not because I don't like reading. It's because I like the voice acting a lot, and I like the narration. It's easier to more palatable. However, Dexter Jettster is the GOAT, so he gets S tier. Alright, this guy's Ellen Sleaze-Baggerno, I think is his name. He's the... I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes. You want to buy some death sticks? You don't want to sell me death sticks. I don't want to sell you death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. Yeah. I mean, a classic can't go wrong. You know what? But I'm debating. We'll put him in B tier. Embo. See, Embo's a badass. I wouldn't even classify him as a Glup Shitto. Like, this guy is a straight up badass. Like, he's a badass bounty hunter. He's in the Mando and Grogu movie, and he kicks ass. So he's getting A tier. These guys, I don't know their name. I have not even seen a species like this. See, one of the things I love about Star Wars is, like, it's such a big galaxy. Like, people look at, like the original trilogy, and they see the aliens that they're used to seeing, and they're like, oh, that's it. But, like, there's so much more. there's so many more. Like, if you ever seen episode 1, there's ET species in the Senate building. And that's maybe just a nod to George Lucas trying to give Steven Spielberg, a little pat on the back, a little respect. But they're in there, so I guess ET and Star Wars is a connected universe. All right, these guys are kind of no names, so they're getting D. This guy is actually a Jedi Master. His name's I'm Gonna Die. I know, kind of stupid, but he's actually pretty good badass. Like, he literally fought to his last leg and fought to defend the Twi'leks, and yeah, so he's getting a B tier. Claude. Actually, no, he's getting an A tier. He's an underrated badass. Claude, okay. This is a very gluppy glup, my friends. This is the glup. All right, he is yeah, he deserves a lot more credit than he gets. So he's going B tier because he's just lovable. This is Lobot. He's pretty boring. He's in the Star Wars comics a little bit, and he has more of like a character. He actually could talk at one point, but something happened and he can't. Very boring character to me. D tier. This guy, I actually heard a whole backstory of him from a certain point of view. I think his name's Malakili or something. He's the guy that had that was like the Rain Corps' master, protector, owner in trainer. 4 different words there. In Return of the Jedi. So he's gonna get a. He's forgettable. He's pretty forgettable, but he's all right. So we'll put him C tier. Okay, Max Rebo. Okay, guys, Max Rebo. All right. Look at this. He's an Ortolan. Like, look at this species. Have you ever seen a more perfect Star Wars species? S tier. 9 Numb. I feel like he's overrated. I never really when they made him like a playable character in Battlefront, the first like Star Wars Battlefront, like in 2015, or of the newer series, I was like, really? 9 Numb? You could have chosen like any Star Wars. You could have chosen like, I don't know, Wedge Antilles, but you chose 9 Numb, bro. Like, all right. C tier. I don't know who this guy is. Oh, he's from Rogue One. Forgettable. F tier. Poggle the Lesser. I've seen a lot of memes on Instagram about Poggle, like the species is Geonosian, so he's the leader of them. And like when it gets so hot in summer, you start hearing the Geonosian like clicking sounds. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's definitely a gluppy glup. And just gets points for his name, B tier. This guy, annoying and forgettable, so he gets F. Salacious B. Crumb. Okay. Now we're talking. This is a very gluppy glup. He was Jabba the Hutt's pet. I think he's called a Quackian Monkey Lizard. So he's going to get C tier. Cy Snoodles. Now, I know this, like, coming from a Star Wars fan, this is going to sound kind of stupid, but she really creeped me out. Like, I remember as like a little kid when they finally remastered episode 6 in 2011, and they added this creature into it. Like, okay, here's why. So in the Jabba the Hutt, the Jabba's palace scene, you got like Twi'lek women and like, I don't know, a few attractive alien women, and then you got her, and it just ruins the whole thing. It's just like, no, like, all right, F tier. This guy, forgettable. D tier. Oh god, this is creepy. I remember her. She didn't even. No, Nightmare Fuel. F tier. This guy's F tier too. I forget his name. Who's this? That's definitely not Greedo. What Rodian is that? Who is that? Is that Anakin's childhood friend? Ward, I think, or Wold? No, not Ward. Wald. Nah, forgettable. D tier. Wat Tambor, the leader of the Techno Union, had a bigger role in the Clone Wars. See, what a lot of like people don't know if they haven't seen the Clone Wars, and if you only seen the movies, is like the Separatist Council is like, they're very glossed over. No one really cares about them in the movies, but they play a gigantic role in the Clone Wars. So you get a C tier. Okay, guys, I've made shorts about this before. Yariel Poof is not a Glup Shitto. He's a Jedi Master, and he's a well-respected Jedi Master, okay? From the days of the High Republic, he's kind, he's compassionate, and he has a little bit of a mischievous side in The Living Force, in the audiobook. He plays a lot of pranks on his fellow Jedi Masters, and they find his humor relaxing and, um, reassuring. He's a very kind and wise Jedi Master. So he's not a Glup Shitto, and he doesn't get the love he deserves S tier. Also, fun fact, George Lucas took him out of Episode 2, even though he originally planned to keep him in there, because he looks too, apparently he looked too similar to the other species, the cloners, the Kaminoans. He's not a Kaminoan. That was all Star Wars kids thought that at one point he isn't. Sam Wessel, kind of underrated, but D tier. Okay. All right. This is actually a perfect one to leave off with, my friends. Let's see how we're doing on time. All right, not too bad. Zuckuss. All right. If you only saw him in the original trilogy, you know nothing about this character. But if you read the Bounty Hunter comic book series, he is the best character. Okay, listen to me. The best character in that series. Okay? Like, it's not even a competition. All right? Like, there's a lot of good characters. He is kind. He is loyal. He protects his friends. Like, there's a part of the series where they have to like become like a very like dysfunctional team, and he's all about it. He's like, yeah, I got friends. It's so cute. So Zuckuss gets S tier. S tier all the way. Huh. Glup Shittos, my friends. Look at that. Have you ever seen a more beautiful Glup Shitto list? I mean, look at this. We got. This is all. By the way, this is the only correct opinion. If you disagree, then I'm gonna have to revoke your Star Wars membership card. Sorry, I know it sucks, but as a speaker for the Star Wars community, if this is not your list, and I'm gonna have to take away your Disney Plus privileges for a week. Yeah. You can get it back once you admit Yarl Poof and all the S tiers are correct. All right, my friends. I hope you enjoyed my ranking the Glup Shittos. Just a chill video. Nothing too crazy. Kind of took a lot out of me to make that that live stream. Although it was a lot of fun, and I will do more. But goodness, that was a lot of energy expended, especially considering I hadn't eaten all day, and I know I kept saying that. But before I go, let's drink water, shall we? I don't know what it is about water, guys, but it shouldn't be this good to me. Like, it shouldn't be making me feel this good, man. Water, it's a little weird. Anyway. Yeah. Glup Shitto list. Anyway, my friends, let me know in the comments, who's your favorite Glup Shitto, and who is your favorite on this list. If you say Ben Quaternaros, you're basic. If you say anything other than Yarl, Poof, Zuckuss, Max Rebo, Dexter, Jetster, or Babu Frick, then I'm gonna have to revoke your Disney Plus privileges for a month. Alright, my friends. See you later. Take care. Bye.